Hello. Welcome to Current Exposure. Okay, let's wait for people to get into the live. All right. Tonight we're talking about, we'll be talking with Lovari, a Billboard recording artist and actor, about going up against the vultures of cancel culture. This is one of several episodes that I'll be doing on Outlasting cancel culture. And I'll be talking to people who have been impacted because the vultures of cancel culture are real. We understand that we don't want to go around offending people and saying things to cause chaos, but at the same time, the truth is the truth, and freedom of expression is what it is, and we can't keep allowing people to get canceled for speaking the truth or for expressing themselves. That's just how they feel. And a lot of times, those are the facts. We'll have Lovari come on a little bit later. He's stuck in traffic right now, so hopefully he'll be on by 6:30 or sooner to join us and to talk with us. But get into the comments about this cancel culture. The vultures of cancel culture. And also keep in mind, Lovari is a Billboard recording artist. He's on the Billboard. So he's been making music for quite some time, getting awards. He also does celebrity, I think it's celebrity boxing in Atlantic City. When he comes on, he'll tell you more about that. And I recently saw him on Wheel of Fortune. So we'll ask him, how well did he do with that? How much money did he win? I think he did win a couple of thousands of dollars on Wheel of Fortune. But yeah, this cancel culture is crazy. People are really trying to censor the truth. And then you have people who are allowed to not tell the truth and cite their sources or show us where they're getting their information from, just running rampant and repeating things as if it's facts. So we have to be really careful with that as well. But the cancel culture, that nonsense has to stop. Get into the comments, people. If you have anything to say about the cancel culture, or let's get the phone line up too. You can call us at 973-963-5012 to talk to us live. Let me bring up, let's see. I am bringing up, okay, our phone line. Okay, the phone line is up. So if anyone is interested in talking to us live about cancel culture, call in. Call in. And we know I've been also a victim of cancel culture in a sense in the city of Newark. I'm indefinitely banned from going to city council meetings because I kept coming with the facts and people didn't appreciate that presentation. So I'm banned indefinitely, but I'm working on coming back. And when I go back in there, I will be promoting current exposure. And I may just go live in council chambers. Who knows? Depends on how I'm feeling and if I have the equipment ready. But the cancel culture has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. People have to be able to express themselves and ask questions. You can't even ask questions with the cancel culture. You'll get canceled. You can't ask why certain people, even with the other group I had on, Gays Against Groomers, they're being victimized and thrown into all the cancel culture bag or whatever, and the things that they're saying make sense. But other groups have had them canceled. They had to fight to get their Instagram account back because of the facts that they were posting. Hey, Dell. Dell says, do you think they don't want to be exposed? No, they don't. They definitely don't want to be exposed. So what they'll do is they'll create like some type of story that's not true about the person who's exposing them. And they'll have like 50 people jump on the bandwagon who don't know the full facts. People that just react. People that's not even thinking critically like, well, wait a minute. What if what they're telling us isn't true? How do we know it's true? They get people who don't ask questions, that's ready to pounce. And now you got 100 people ready to pounce on you because they've been led by whoever you're exposing. And that's the situation. George, hello, George. How are you? We're talking about cancel culture, the vultures of cancel culture. We're going to have Lovari on. He's a Billboard recording artist and actor. And he experienced a situation where people were trying to cancel him. And he's an artist. They didn't like his art form. And they went after him. And his livelihood is his artwork, his recording, and his acting. So yeah, people have done worse. But for some reason, I guess he was gaining too much momentum and getting popular that people went after him. And he didn't even, you know what, too, going back to Dale, he didn't even try to expose anybody. In his situation, he was just being an artist. And they didn't like it. They didn't like it. So they tried to cancel him, put him out of work. Basically, what cancel culture is the new blackballing or blacklisting, basically. That's what it is. George says, just like blocking residents' faces at a public forum in council chambers. Yes. It's exactly like that. That's the cancel. That's what cancel culture does. They either block your face or your voice. Now, at the council chambers, it's so weird that people are talking at the podium, but the camera is facing the council members instead of the person who's talking. Yeah, I agree, Del. Some people don't like the truth. And it's sad because what are we supposed to sit with a lie? What about the people that don't like a lie? And why can't we just accept the truth for what it is? That's it. But no, people want to cancel and ruin other people's lives and go after them. And that's a form of censorship too. And I just, yeah, we have, it's like enough already of this. It's getting crazy. People's future, people's way of making money and being able to take care of themselves is being under attack, because when there's other people saying all types of crazy stuff, and then all types of confusion, even with the COVID-19 vaccine. It's 2023. We're not even hearing anything else about that. So even the lead in Nork's water, that was back and forth. Is it safe to drink? Is it not safe to drink? Is it safe to drink? You know, people just not being truthful and getting exposed and wanting to cancel those who expose them. Let's see what else. Yeah. But let me see. Maybe we're going to have Lovari on. Okay. He's trying to get there. He's trying to get here. Let me play one of his songs. Let's go into one of his songs. Let's see. Oh, hold on. George says, even when we watch the news, we see their faces, but in council chambers, we see backs of residents. Yes, it's their backs and the council members on the days. And I don't know why we need to keep looking at them. Then you see them doing stuff like picking their nose on their phones, on the tablets. Maybe that's what we should do when they put it on the count. Since they're putting it on people's backs, let's start zooming in on them picking their noses, since they want to do stuff like that. Like that's, hold on. Oh yeah, I thought that was a new comment. But yeah, like that's like so strange to me. And it's censorship. Why can't we see the person who's talking to us, who's addressing us? That's like putting a bag over their head. What's wrong with these people? What are they afraid of in showing people's faces? I guess the disgust that people have on their face, the disappointment, the sorrow. They don't want people to see the truth. How you posted a blank comment? But yeah, I agree, Dal. It's disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. Very. So when they have a community meeting, you know what I'm gonna do? If I show up, I'm gonna go, and while they're talking, I'm going to turn my back and let them talk to my back. That's what people should do in the meetings, in the community meetings. Let them talk to your back and see how they like that. Or just don't show up. That's why nobody shows up to these meetings anyway. Let's see. Hold on. Let me play Lavari's. Hold on 1 second. Let me plug in to play Lavari's song. We're going to watch Cancel Culture. Okay, here it is. Hold up. The internet. I see a comment, George. You said they won't like it if their daughter or son turn their back to them when spoken to. Right, exactly. 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 They just, these people are just, I don't even know how to describe them anymore. But hold on. Let's take this from the beginning.
Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep it moving now, down near me. Keep moving, moving out the door now. Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep it moving now, down near me. Keep moving, moving out the door now. Getting really sick of you. Hypocritic attitude. Know what the hell you gonna do when I let people know the truth now? Maybe they don't realize your shades of sin lies. Fighting for justice, yeah. You choose friends by how much that they spend. Who the f you think you are? Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep it moving now, down near me. Keep moving, moving out the door now. Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep it moving now, down near me. Keep moving, moving out the door now. See, stand strong in the lane, in our own community. And how dare I protest that we keep giving away our best? Seems like we kiss ass, but then we call it progress. And they're the only one who sees this trickery going on. Believe they can't see what I see. Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep it moving now, down near me. Keep moving, moving out the door now. Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep it moving now, down near me. Keep moving, moving out the door now.
Alright, you best to keep it moving. Position to bite the flow, position to rock in Beethoven. Beat bumping hard enough to lay hard on it. That's how I do it, fit it, can't pay flip. Yeah, I flame on it. Keep them palms in your pocket, holly. Yes, my favorite flavor, sour apple, lolly. And I keep 'em moving, steady grinding, trolley. You can catch me in my black brick with Lovari.
Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep it moving now, down near me. Keep moving, moving out the door now. Keep it moving now, can't you see? Keep it moving away from me. Keep
Oh, wow. Something happened to the video. Who stopped the video? One second. But that was our guest, Lovari. Our video got cut short. Okay. All right. All right. That was it. That's it for that. I guess they don't want us to play it. But That was Lovari. He should be on soon. A couple of more minutes. I'm warming it up for him. He has other videos too. So people can look him up. Lovari, Lovari. Hold on, let me see if we can go to his page. He's definitely on Facebook. You can do a search. You'll find him. Okay. Okay. Here is, I'll share the screen with you really quickly. Okay. Lovari does have a Wikipedia. He's singer, songwriter, and actor. His single No Day Like Today charted at number 28 on Billboard's Dance Club chart in 2019, and his songs have been aired on MTV and VH1. He's been on stage with Dionne Warwick, Frida Payne, CeCe Peniston, and Tuck and Patty, and amongst many others. Lovari is of Italian and Venezuelan descent. Oh, he also has a couple of horror movies. I'll let him talk about that too. He doesn't have, let's see. Oh, he was on the Match Game too. He was on the Match Game. And Judge Jerry. He was on Judge Jerry too. I forgot about that. But yeah, let's see. Let me check and see where Lovari is. All right, I told him to just jump in when he gets a chance. But yeah, get into the comments about cancel culture. Get into the comments. I've seen them make things up about people too. They've been calling Black people self-hating if they're Black, criticizing something that doesn't make sense that Black people have made popular, but without any research behind it, or really serious movement. I've seen the vultures call white people racist when they're not, which I think is stupid. They've done a lot. And what they do is they just keep the chaos going. People should be able to make that decision on their own, whether they want to go with what somebody else is saying. They shouldn't be canceling nobody. Then when you find out all their dirt, they're the ones who need to be canceled. So yeah, people get into the comments. Unless you want me to find another song Let's see, no day like today. Let's see what YouTube will bring up. I think that was the Billboard. Oh, they went live at, let's see, live on Z100. Okay. I'll play another song for you. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me see. Let's go over here. I'll share the screen.
Do you ever wonder what it would be like to say today's the day I'll begin my fight? I know the world can be cruel, ups and downs feeling blue, but I know a journey begins with a step or two. I'm sick and tired of waiting for people to fail. Instead of pushing them down, we should put wind in their sails. I can't wait another day, I'm gonna find another way. Procrastination's a sensation, I feel it fade away. Wherever life may take us, we know the world won't break us. I got the no loneliness. Let's choose the road, the one not before us. Wherever life may take us, we know the world won't break us. There's no day like today. When you feel like the world is gonna crumble and fall, take a step back, regroup, just break down those walls. If you can feel the fire burning inside, take that spark and ignite it with your pride. I'm sick and tired of waiting for people to fail. Instead of pushing them down, we should put wind in their sails. I can't wait another day, I'm gonna find another way. Procrastination's a sensation, I feel it fade away. Wherever life may take us, we know the world won't break us. I got the no loneliness. Let's choose the road, the one not before us. Wherever life may take us, we know the world won't break us. There's no day like today. Wherever life may take us, we know the world won't break us. I got the no loneliness. Let's choose the road, the one not before us. Wherever life may take us, we know the world won't break us.
Okay. That was number 28 on the Billboard from Lovari. I'm checking in on the guest. I don't know what happened to Lovari. He's quite busy. He's probably trying to chart again. He was stuck in traffic. But hopefully he'll come back on. And George says, yesterday, Newark Municipal Council meeting, GKV still flooding, no heat, rodents, bullying, and many other violations. Failed leadership, G. Currington. Wow, so they're still going through that. They've been going through that for well, we thought it was just something that started shortly after the election of the council members, and now we realize that it's been going on for years and it's still going on. Now they're bullying people. Wow. They're probably canceling them too. They probably cancel people so that they don't come up and speak at council meetings about what's really going on or still going on. All I can say about Georgia King Village is that they need to organize and fight back. They got to fight back. George says management. Wow. So this is the new management at GKV? They have, what happened to L&M? Are they still the owners? What's the update on that? Anybody? All right. Okay, I'm checking in on the guests. We played Keep It Moving. And what was the other song? No Day Like Today. Oh, management is bullying. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. So they're bullying the tenants so that they won't come and speak up. That's crazy. Hold on. Anybody want to call in? George, do you want to call in? 973-963-5012, and we'll put you on live. Anyone? Checking on our guest. I don't know what happened. I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. Let me see what other. Hold on. George says 552 South 12. Mailboxes being vandalized. And Park Place Management wants tenants to pay for keys and locks when boxes are outside. Wow. Oh, I know that area. I know exactly where that is. So people were breaking into mailboxes again. Sad. 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 Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right. Let's see. We're waiting. We're waiting for Lovari to jump in. I gotta invite some other people on too. I have just message me too if you want to come on and you want to discuss a topic that affects the community, or you feel like it's something people should know because you're being censored. Let me know. DM me. Send me a message. All that good stuff. Yeah, George, I don't understand why the mailboxes aren't indoors either. Oh, wow. Okay. Welcome, Lovari.
Hey, what's up?
We just played two of your hits. Thank you
Oh
for
man.
the contribution.
Oh man, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Shakima, it's so great to see your face. It's been a minute since we've seen each
Yes.
other in person, so it's really good to see your face. I love seeing familiar friends. It means a lot to me.
Awesome.
Happy holidays to you.
Yes. Happy holidays to you as well. I mean, 2 years ago, that was canceled too.
Well, you know what? Actually, I want to start off. Thank you for saying that. Let's just start this off. I want to say happy. Today is a Jewish holiday, so for all of my Jewish friends or friends that practice Jewish faith, happy first holiday to you today on this special day. Much love and respect to you, to all of my Jewish friends, and to all of the Jewish community. And also today is Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. So
Oh, wow.
also much respect and love to those whose families in the 1940s were affected by Pearl Harbor. So yes, December 7th.
Okay.
December 7th. But
Wow.
yes, it is great to see. It is great to see your face. Are you in Newark right now?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Oh, man, I miss Newark so much. Brick City, stand up. Even though I don't live in Newark anymore, I still show love for Newark all the time. My heart is
I know.
definitely Newark. Always, always.
So you got to tell us, how did you end up on the radar for the Vultures of Cancel Culture?
Well, actually, first, I don't know if you can see, I'm wearing let me
Oh, yes, I see it. Keep it moving. Cancel
and
culture. Yes.
yep, cancel culture. This is a new line that I have. It's actually the first time I'm wearing it in public on your show. So it's a
Nice.
new fashion line that I'm launching, the cancel culture collection. So your question was, how did I get involved in cancel culture and or being canceled, so to speak? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, tell us all of it, because I was shocked when I saw it. I'm like, but he's an artist. You
Yeah, remember
know,
that? Freedom of speech, remember that?
right. Right. So what the heck happened and why? And like, it just made no sense to me. That's why I had to have you on.
Well, you know what? It doesn't make sense to me either, but I'm an avid believer that history repeats itself. And, if you remember in the 1950s, there was McCarthyism. Obviously, you and I were not born in the 1950s, but just,
Yes. I
from
read
our history,
history.
right? From reading history, and you obviously being with the Board of Education, etc. History does repeat itself, unfortunately. Even now, what we're seeing today, like, look at like the Holocaust and World War II, right? And
Right.
people think, well, that could never happen again. But look at all the anti-Semitism that's been happening lately. So unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
history does repeat itself. So what happened was that I feel that when Donald Trump was elected president, there was a huge divide in this country that cannot be denied. You know what I'm saying? I've
Okay.
never I've never seen personally, nor have actually ever read in history books, as much as a divide in regard to a US president as when Donald Trump took office, and
Okay.
what happened at the time started out with good intention. So,
Okay.
good intentions were that some people were not happy with some things that he allegedly said or allegedly did. And that kind of extended into people saying, well, you know what? We're going to stand up for what we believe in and we're going to hold people accountable, and that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
People should be held
Right.
accountable. But along the line, the people that were bullied became the bulliers. And
Yeah.
how I say that is because, again, I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust it because I see I'm moving around a lot. I'm trying to adjust it where we're in the same frame here. Give me one moment. My apologies. Let me see if
Are
that will.
those plaques back there? Are those your new plaques? Or
No,
are we getting
this
some
is
platinum
actually art.
plaques in the future?
No, this is actually an art. This is actually an art deco design. I don't have those aren't my awards, but it's an art deco design. But
Oh, nice.
in what started off as good intentions became, if you didn't agree with what
Mm.
the majority or popular opinion was withholding, then you were canceled. Now, reverting back to the 1950s and McCarthyism, that's exactly what occurred back then. Back then, some
Wow.
people were accused of being anti-American or spies simply because they disagreed with what the majority of other Americans were thinking, and
Mm-hmm.
people started to become afraid. Whether or not you supported Donald Trump, it didn't matter. If you wanted to be played on the airwaves, if you wanted to still get roles in films, if you wanted to still
Mm-hmm.
be seen in a positive light, you had to agree with the majority of people, even
Wow.
if you felt that it was wrong or if you disagreed. So, in my case, what happened was there was something called the Music Modernization Act. And in short, the Music Modernization Act was a bill that would
Mm.
give musicians and people in the recording industry basically more revenue from streaming. This was a
Oh,
bill that
nice.
was introduced during the Obama administration. And
Okay.
while Mr. Barack Obama was president, it wasn't signed in. It was introduced during his administration, but it wasn't signed in. When Donald Trump became president, one of the things, presidents are presented with a whole, bunch of bills and
Right.
legislations, whether they want to pass, what they want to help out. So, for whatever reason, Mr. Barack Obama, I don't know if his tenure was up before he decided whether or not he wanted to pass this bill. But that being said, the Music Modernization Act bill was presented when Donald Trump was president, and Donald Trump
Okay.
signed it, and he signed
Oh,
to pass the bill for the Music Modernization Act, enabling musicians, recording artists to make more money streams from their revenue.
okay.
So when this was passed, I went on my social media and I said, finally, Music Modernization Act passed. Thank you, President Trump, for passing it. And the reaction was, you could have thought that I went out and I slaughtered a bunch of people.
Oh my
It
gosh,
was
did they call you a racist too?
it was a whole bunch of things. It was, oh, I'm never listening
Crazy.
to your music again. You have,
Wow.
what do you mean? How could you say that? How could you thank Donald Trump? How could you thank a racist? I'm no longer your fan. You don't care about the LGBTQ community anymore. I
Wow.
mean, all of these things because I thanked him for passing a bill that gave musicians like myself
Mm,
more money when our music was being streamed, and we still don't make a lot of money at all. But but at the time it was somewhat of a significant difference. You know what I mean?
right.
So um
Right.
yeah, it wasn't. Nobody even bothered to look at the bill. Nobody even bothered to ask, "Hey, can you explain more about this?" It was because I said, "Thank you, President Trump." That
They
was it.
pounced. They just
That
pounced.
that was it. And
Wow.
then I've always been one where I just don't care. I'm always going to speak my mind. I don't care what you think because I can't sleep at night. If I lie, if I except if I'm doing a film. Obviously, if I'm acting in a film, I'm another character. But for
Right.
myself, for me, for Lovari, Antonio Lovari, Anthony Lovari, whatever, I always have to be authentic. And I'm
Right.
always going to be whatever. I don't care about the quote unquote popular opinion. I care about what I care about and what I feel to, be the truth or be fair, and regardless of what people may have felt about his other endeavors,
Mm-hmm.
I was thanking him specifically for passing this. Again, like I said,
Right.
this was
Right.
a bill that was when the Obama administration was around. They had the chance to sign this bill. I don't know why they didn't sign it. I'm not. I'm speaking fairly now. I'm not jumping to any conclusions.
Right.
I don't know why.
Exactly.
I don't know why it wasn't signed during the Obama administration, but it was signed during the Trump administration. But I do know from reading the history that it was presented during the Obama administration. You know what I mean? So
Right.
best
Right.
believe that if it was signed during President Obama's, I would have did the same exact thing. Thank you, President Obama, for signing Music Modernization Act. So what's right is right. What's fair is
Right.
fair. That's what I was taught. That to me is common values. If something is right, you acknowledge that and you acknowledge the person that did it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I said, when that happened, there were, oh my God, hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of
Wow.
comments, negative comments, and all of these things, like saying that now I didn't care about the gay community. Forget all the
Did
stuff that I did in the past. Forget all the stuff. Forget about when I would be marching, for transgender rights, and
right.
I'd be the only artist or whatever there. You know what I'm saying? And I
Uh-huh.
wasn't
Right.
even like introducing myself as an artist. You know what I'm saying? I was there
Right.
as a person who cared and was advocating for somebody's rights. So forget that. Forget you can Google me throughout the years and see the countless number of things I did with the LGBTQ community
Right.
absolutely for free. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so all that was thrown out the window. That really disappointed me because it was a lot. And of
Yeah.
course, you can't speak for the whole community as a whole. Of course you can, because I have
Right.
so many amazing, beautiful, brave friends in the LGBTQ plus community. But what hurt me was that there was like practically nobody within the community that came to my defense. Like some
Right.
people privately messaged me and said, "Oh, I disagree. I know that you," and I said, "Well, why don't you say it then?" "Oh, well,
Right.
I don't want people to think." I'm like, "Well,
They didn't
you
want to
know."
get canceled too.
Right. So the thing is that I, for a while, lost a
Mm.
large majority of my LGBTQ plus fan base, LGBTQ
Wow.
plus fan base, and people are like, "Well, you should just apologize or say you take back that you're thanking Donald Trump." I said, "I absolutely will not." So I doubled down, and I did another post, and this time I put it in all caps. I put thank
Mm.
you, like because we live in lands of the free, home of the brave, and
Right.
it, to me, again, it reverted back to McCarthyism. It reverted back to that if you don't agree with the popular opinion, we'll find a way to blacklist you. We'll find a way. And sure enough,
Yeah.
I had an album out, and the album went to #2 on the iTunes electronic chart, and I had a Billboard top 25 dance
Wow.
with the song you played, No Day Like Today, and all of a sudden, nothing. Wasn't getting invited to perform anywhere, and I'm a consistent performer, as you know.
What? Yeah. Oh my
As you know,
gosh.
and
Oh my
nothing. Like
gosh.
I was getting treated again. This is no disrespect to any of my up and coming artists. I have so much respect for everybody pounds the pavement, but I was getting treated like I was a brand new artist. Like oh, we'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
I knew
And
the
you've been
reason.
you're seasoned. Like you already have a Billboard. You're on the Billboard already.
Thank you.
Very seasoned, and they treated you like that. Like
Yes,
wow. How did?
it's still happening. Honestly, it's still kind of happening. Like I'm doing a performance this Sunday at the Get Out Awards in New York City, and which I love, Get Out magazine, and it is an LGBTQI plus event. But it's it happened for a long time, and I think that people are kind of opening their eyes now. I'm hoping that people are opening their eyes and learning to not respect others' viewpoints, but at least see people's point of views again. I think a lot of people have started to get sick of the whole cancel culture because of the fact that maybe they got affected, or maybe they realized, wait a minute, this kind of isn't fair. You know what I mean? Again, you don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with people's viewpoints, but to be canceled like that, no. Or I'll put it to you like this: it's the equivalent of I don't tolerate any sort of any sort of discrimination or racism. But to be pigeonholed and to be canceled as if I was a racist, as if I was homophobic, as if, you know what I mean? To be put in the same category as people that have done those offenses is an offense within itself. You know what I mean? So how can we navigate cancel culture? The way that we can navigate cancel culture, in my opinion, and from my experience, is to hold true to what you believe in, and to, even though it's hard to stay calm and explain about it because a lot of people want to be down your throat, is you have to stand your ground and you have to explain why you believe in what you believe in. And I say, don't apologize. There's so many people that wanted to apologize. And I'm sorry, there's so many people in the entertainment industry and sports industry that I see all of a sudden would apologize after they got canceled. And I'm sorry, they were just doing it because they didn't want to get canceled. They didn't want to lose their sponsorships, etc.
Wow.
And it's just several things. There was like some people that, another example of being canceled was, for a while, the national anthem. Again, I respect people's opinions on how they feel about the national anthem both ways. I respect where some people think that it may be, racist, and I respect where they come from. I've heard their viewpoints, but I also respect people that say, no, that is not the intention. But anyway, I've sung the national anthem several times. I continue to proudly do so. And I've sung it at several Newark events. I sang it.
I've seen it.
Yeah, just sang it City was like 2 months ago. But the thing is that people are getting canceled for that, for singing the national anthem. I mean, that's scary. You're getting people getting canceled for singing their country's theme song. That's scary. That's scary. And all I can say is, to navigate, you just have to stand your ground and state why you feel the way that you feel, and you have to be unwavering. And if you're gonna lose fans or lose whatever, you have to decide to yourself, can I sleep at night? Can I sleep at night if I delineate from the truth and delineate from how I feel. So that's
Right.
how I deal with it. That's how I deal with it. And
Wow.
there's even though if you look today, and again, I see both viewpoints, but an example is what's going on right now where people are saying free Palestine. And
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. And I understand the horrors of war and all that. But
Right.
there's an extreme thing going on where when people are saying that they support Jewish people, they support Israel, there's other people that are saying, oh my God, you can't do that. No, you're terrible. That means you hate Palestinians and all. No, it doesn't. It means that
Mm-hmm.
you're saying it's terrible what happened in Israel. It's terrible what happened in Gaza. You know what I mean? And there's like a lot of things on social media are bots. I can tell things are bots because I'll see celebrity like
Well,
TMZ.
you've been in it. You're in the entertainment industry, so you know the real deal.
Yeah, but you know what? You don't have to be in the entertainment industry. If you look closely at what I'm about to say, you
Uh
don't
huh.
necessarily have to be in the entertainment industry. What I want to say is this. So there's I'm trying to how do you I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. So for example, TMZ will just like write an article about a celebrity, right? And then
Uh huh.
I'm looking in the comments and I'll see free Palestine. And then another reply, free Palestine. And then another thing, oh,
Yeah.
does this celebrity support Palestine or not? And I'm starting to think, you know what? Most of those are bots um, trying to rile people up, trying to get
Oh.
people angry, because they'll have nothing to do with the article itself. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I've seen that, and I just like scrolled because I'm like, all right, I don't even want to see this. I came to look at something else and see
Yeah,
comments about what the
yeah,
article is about.
right.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is this, like I'm saying, I totally understand, and I support for peace, of course, and I think it's terrible
Yes.
I think it's horrible what happened in Israel, and I think it's horrible what's happening now with Palestine. But what's also happening is though some people on the extreme want you to forget what happened on October 7th. Because I've spoken to some young
Yeah.
people and I say, what is going on? Why are you angry with people that support Israel or Jewish people? And I said, don't you know what happened on October 7th? And do you know that some of them don't know what happened on October 7th? They don't know
Wow.
what happened in
Wow.
Israel. They don't know about the 2,000 babies that were and families that were murdered on October 7th.
Wow.
And that's because you have some extremists on social media that are trying to wipe out what happened and just make it look like only one person was affected. When in
Right.
reality, when in reality we have both people affected: Israel, Palestine, and God. You know, Gaza, Palestine, Israel. Everybody's affected, and
Right.
you have some extreme cases where people are trying to wipe out and make you forget how did it happen, what caused it, and that's
Mm-hmm.
because of mass effect, and it's also a mass effect of there. I noticed they really hit the teenage market, and they're hitting the teenage market because when you're a teenager, you go through puberty, you go through hormone changes, you go
Right.
through extreme emotion. You are very passionate about what is going on in the world. You're very angry about what's going on in the world, and that's a
Yeah.
beautiful. Don't get me wrong, that's a beautiful thing. But these bots, these other social media things are using that
Right.
to
Yeah.
manipulate, and you're riding a wave and you're not quite understanding what are you riding this wave for, or you're not getting all of the facts, so
Yep.
it's scary. We live in very, very, very scary times, and like I said, the one thing that I'm sure about that I hate is that history does repeat itself, for better or for worse, and in this case, in this scenario, it's for worse.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Man, you're right about the facts. Nobody's really looking for the facts. They're just reacting. It's like I'm like, hello? Oh, Lovari, okay, you're back. Okay. But yeah, it's like nobody's even asking to see the facts. They're just like, all right, I feel like this and I'm going with it. And it's wild to me. It's wild. Everybody's all over the place. Then you have people picking sides and have no clue
Yes.
about either side.
Exactly. And that's the other thing too about the whole thing about picking sides. Again, if we live in the United States of America, democracy, we shouldn't be forced to pick sides. We
Exactly.
should be able
Exactly.
to discuss opposing viewpoints. And it doesn't mean that we're going to agree with each other. It doesn't,
Yeah.
but it would also save all of this drama. And like I said, though, social media is, a ruler. Social media is people's
Mm.
god. Unfortunately, a lot of people's god. And people are just going automatically by what they see on social media or what they perceive to be real people on social media. When half the time they're bots. These are bots
Wow.
that you're seeing.
Wow.
If you click on some of these profiles of some of these people, they barely have any followers or no posts, and that should be very telling.
Right.
Very telling.
Right. Oh
But people
man,
don't have
thank you
time
for
to
this.
research that. Well, thank
Yeah, it
you for
is.
letting me speak about it.
And we need to have these conversations about what's going on because yeah, people like we can't just be caught up in what's going on in social media and ride the wave without stopping and saying, "Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Is this real? Is this what's going on real life, or is this a real person?" Or you have a bot with like 2K likes and nobody checked to see. Out of the 2K, none of them checked to see that it was a bot. And
Right.
they kept the nonsense. They kept the nonsense going because now other people replied to the real people who replied to the bot. It's yeah, I've seen it. It's wild. It's wild. The internet is wild.
And what's scary though is you have to think about who is creating these bots. What organization, what
Mm,
agenda, you know what I mean? Because there's a reason that they're being created. So that's another thing. It's like you have to think about,
propaganda. Yeah, it's
well, it's all
propaganda.
propaganda, yeah. Yeah. But like I said, and the scary part is that a lot of things that, like I said, they're targeting teens. Because all
Yeah.
of these things that are going on, you see a lot of these protests. And again, I don't want this is one thing. This is not about being canceled. 'Cause I don't know if we could curse on here. I don't give an F.
No, go
But
ahead. Go ahead.
well, I don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Okay, I don't give a fuck about no cancel shit. But I'm saying, but I do want to be clear on this because I don't want anybody to think that I don't believe in expression and people standing up for what you believe in. But if you notice, a lot of these protests are teenagers. A lot of these
Right.
protests about free Palestine or even about Israel are teenagers. And therefore you have to think these bots or these hidden agendas, they're targeting our children. They're targeting
Yeah.
our children because I'm seeing these teenagers doing these protests, these teenagers shutting things down, or sometimes, unfortunately, these teenagers, wrecking places and, in the name
Yeah.
of rights. And so
Yeah.
we
I've
should
seen a
think
lot
about
of
that.
that too.
Yeah, we should think about this like evil entities, basically evil entities, harming our teenagers, you know.
Right.
But
They.
that's not,
Yeah.
and the part though that I said I want to be clear about is I'm not saying that you shouldn't express yourself in what you believe in, but like I said, think about where it's coming from. Where did it stem
Right.
from?
Right. 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 If it's not coming from the heart, it's suspicious. It's suspicious. Yeah, and like you said, the kids are riled up. They got the kids riled up. And they're out in the street. Even the smash and grabs at the luxury stores, the designer stores. Those are teenagers.
Right. Right. Teenagers. Right. And
They're
then
doing the looting and everything. That's the kids.
yeah. And then the other scary thing that's going on in the world again and again has also stemmed from what I've seen social media, random comments and or bots is the big race divide in the country. There is a huge race divide. Again, reading history, that part reminds me of Civil War, not the Civil War itself, but the North
Right.
and the South. When
Right.
the North and the South, when there was a separation of North and South, because some people felt one way, some people felt another way.
Yes.
And in this case, I feel like there's a divide. Like there's some people that feel one way race-wise and some people that feel another way race-wise. And then there's a whole thing where like if you say, well, I don't have a problem with this race or whatever, people, what? Well, no, racist or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, dude, slow your rolls. Like sometimes the racism is being created from the argument. Of course racism exists. Of course racism exists. But there's been so many times where people have been accused of being racist and it had nothing to do with the situation.
Right. And I agree with that.
Point in case, the thing, like I said, about the Music Modernization Act, when I had some people say to me, oh, you're racist. What? But
that's crazy.
Like,
yeah.
Nothing to do with some of the things, and it's just it's insane.
If I would have said what you said, I would have been self-hating. That's the other thing. And but right is right and wrong is wrong. And at the end of the day, he was the president. He was the president. And
I'm so sorry.
Say that again. Oh, say that again.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just saying he was the president. Just like, when your favorite guy that you want to be the president doesn't get in, or your favorite girl, the lady doesn't get in, all right, you have to respect the person who's in, because that's the way it worked. Then all of a sudden, like, we stopped doing that. And I'm not a Trump fan, but he did do a lot of stuff. I didn't know about the modernization act for the streams for musicians, but I know he gave money to the historically Black colleges and universities because they were struggling and they needed the funding, and they didn't get the funding from the previous administration. And he also gave money to Newark for the lead crisis. So it's like, okay, or he did what he was supposed to do. Now he says crazy things out of his mouth. Maybe, I probably wouldn't want to hang out with him, but he did what he needed to do as a president.
And also, and first of all, thank you so much for fact searching. But also, I did want to say this, that I grew up in a few places in Queens, but I predominantly grew up in Queens Village, which is a smaller suburb in Jamaica, Queens. And Jamaica, Queens is a predominantly African American neighborhood. Actually, has been for over 50 years. Donald Trump grew up in Jamaica, Queens. So,
wow.
When people say racist, all that, okay, so number one, he grew up in a predominantly Black neighborhood. That's number one. Number two, in the 1990s, he appeared in so many hip hop videos.
Yeah, he did. And they want to make money like Trump. That's what some of the lyrics say. I'm doing Donald Trump numbers.
What bothered me about that is the man grew up I'm sorry, I don't know like how long he lived. I know that as a kid he was there in a predominantly African American neighborhood, appeared in so many hip hop videos in the 90s, which I'm not going to start saying names, but I can tell you that 2 artists told me he did it for free. So,
Wow.
so like, you know what I mean? So that's why when people say, "Oh, what a racist." Oh, what this? Oh, now you're rated. I'm just like, fact check. Now there were
Mm-hmm.
some things that he said that I totally disagreed with. You know what I mean? Like the whole, we won't get into the whole thing, but the thing about the women and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
that I think, but even that got taken out of context of what was said and what was actually, but again, that could be a whole other conversation. But
Yes.
if you listen to the conversation, he didn't say I grab women by their, whatever. He said sometimes you can meet somebody that will let you grab, but they, again, and I'm not saying I'm not advocating that. I think it was messed up to say, but they took what he was saying about a situation and they said he said that. So in other words, if I said, "Oh, you can buy a cell phone for, you can buy a cell phone, a good quality cell phone at a good price," and then they said, Lovari says he buys cell phones at good prices. I didn't say
Right.
that. I
Okay.
said, oh, I heard that you can buy a cell phone. See what I mean? So
Right. Right. Okay.
he said, and it's an audio recording. It's all over the place, right? It was all over the place. You can play it yourself. He said, so, and I'm not agreeing. I'm not agreeing with this. I'm just stating a fact. He said, some women that I met, they'll let you do whatever they want. They'll even let you grab them by the meow if you want to. But then the media said Donald Trump says he grabs women by the meow. See what I'm saying? They took it.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. I
They
see.
took
Yeah.
something that
They
was said,
did.
but then turn it right. And that's
But
what media does. And then people don't fact check, even when it's out there for you to hear for yourself.
man,
You
but
know what
that
I
was
mean?
wow. That was the part that was cringy for me. Like, damn.
Oh, no, I agree. And I
Like,
think it was inappropriate, but to say what to say, but then to go, the media go and say that he said he went
they made
around
it
doing it.
right. They made it sound even worse. It
Right.
already sounded bad. They just like, yeah, we're
Exactly.
gonna take them to the gutter with this one.
Exactly. So that's what media does. And not just him, they do it to a
Yeah,
bunch of
to
people.
anybody. Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even now, like I'm not a Joe Biden fan. Certainly was not a Joe Biden fan. But even now, like the same media that was putting him on a pedestal now tears him down. You know what I mean? So that just shows
Yeah,
how,
that's wow. Yeah.
it just shows how fickle you can't. The media nowadays, to me, actually for the past 5 years, the media and publications to me are worse than what the National Enquirer and tabloids were in the 80s. Now you
They
can say
are,
whatever you
yeah.
want to say, and even if it's not even true, or you can exaggerate headlines and get away with it. And I think if you want to make a law, if there's laws that need to be implemented, there should be laws about that implemented where you can't just make up or say whatever you want without facts.
Yeah, they had a law. It was oh man, I forgot who did away with it, but it was a law to maintain objectivity in media, like where you would have to tell all sides of the story. And the viewers, what it would be left for them to decide. And that's how it was before when you had like great journalists out there where they would present one side then another side, and you can see like, hold on, wait a minute, like what they did with Richard Nixon. He was saying one thing and portraying himself as one thing, and the media, yeah, they let him do that. But then the media came back, well, here's our evidence about Watergate and the scandal and what he's involved in. And he looked like a complete liar because that's what he was. But they let that play out. They gave the room for that objectivity. Now it's just they're presenting one viewpoint, and that's it. That's all
That's
you're
it.
getting. And it's
That's
like,
it.
well, what the hell did the like what did the other side think? What was the kid's point of view in all of this? Like, what
Yeah.
did the dog think? Cause
Yeah.
I'm confused. Like, this just can't be one way.
Right. Like, look at our conversation right now, right? we are agreeing with some things, we are disagreeing with some things, but we're
Right.
listening to each other. We're listening to
Yes.
each other, and we're presenting our viewpoints and why we feel the way we're feeling, and we're being respectful, and we're learning.
Yes. Yes.
That's what needs to be
Absolutely.
done. That's what needs to be done. And see, and we're continuing our conversations, and we're learning, and we're picking up, and we're feeding off of each other. And that's what needs to be done in the United States of America now. This listening and
Yes.
explaining why we feel the way that we feel. And we don't have to agree. We don't have to agree, but then we can learn. Oh, that's why that person feels like that. Oh, that's why she thinks like that. Oh, that's why he feels that way. And then say, okay, now how are we going to work together where we both will come
Right.
to a conclusion where we feel respected.
Yes, that common ground. Like that's
Yeah.
why do people I just don't get it though. Why do people get so upset if you don't agree with them? Sometimes it makes me laugh, and I don't mean to laugh because it's like the person is all flustered and getting crazy, and I'm like, is this a joke? Like, but I see like, oh my gosh, they're really upset, and they do things like, yeah, the cancel culture, recruit people to cancel others with them. I'm just like, like, why jump to that conclusion like that? I don't get it.
Again, to me, it's the social media. Social media rules over everybody,
Okay.
and that's I really think that's, to me, that's the root of it. To me, the root of it is social media and a lot of these bots, and
Okay.
inciting. That's what I feel. That's what I feel is the root of the emotion and the anger and all that stuff.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, man. It gets petty too.
Oh
It
yeah.
gets petty. When you heard of the lady who divorced her husband because he agreed with Donald Trump? Like it
No.
ended their marriage. I think they were an older couple too. I think they were married for like 20 years or something. And I was like, wow, how could you leave your partner over somebody that neither one of you know personally? And
No.
I was like, wow. That's like liking a football team and your wife doesn't like that football team and she wants to divorce you because of that. Like that's crazy to me.
It is crazy, but that's actually why years ago I worked at a nonprofit in Newark years ago, and
Mhm.
one of the reasons why I stopped working there was because um one of my supervisors said to me, "Oh, I heard that you agree with some of the things that Donald Trump said. What the hell is wrong with you?" And I said, "Excuse me." I was like, "First of all, I don't think that it's appropriate for you to be discussing politics and my personal thing with me here at work." So
Wow.
and then I was kind of mistreated pretty much from there on in. So that was one of the reasons why that I had stopped working for them, working with them,
Oh,
and they're still around. They're
wow.
still in Newark. They're still in Newark, and
Oh
they're
my
still around.
gosh.
And but you know what? They do good for the community, but just internally, I was like, wow, I can't believe that you would even say that. And it wasn't like we were having some off personal conversations or off, you know, this was during
Yeah.
work time and all that. So, yeah, yeah.
Oh
So I
my
do. I
gosh.
can. Unfortunately, I can believe what you're saying.
That's so petty though.
Yeah.
Mm. So how are we gonna outlast these vultures of cancel culture? I know you said we have to listen to each other,
hmm
and what else do we need to do?
Continue to stand for what we believe in, and listen to the people's viewpoints that we disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to have open conversations, but the number one thing is to not apologize if you truly believe in what you believe in. So there's so
Okay.
many, like I said, there were so many people that I was disappointed with that ended up apologizing publicly for things that I said where I was like, wow, just because you were scared of losing. And you know what? Sometimes people have paychecks and all that they don't want to lose, but that's the whole thing. If enough people stand together
Mm-hmm.
and firmly and respectfully stand their ground, then we won't have to worry about people having to quote unquote apologize because they're afraid they're going to lose their paychecks or their jobs or whatever. You know what I mean? So I would have to just
Right.
say you have to firmly stand your ground, um, and speak up like what I'm doing right now. I'm very proud of myself for being public and being unwavering and coming on podcasts such as yours because a lot of people wouldn't. You know, I'm definitely
Yeah.
I definitely
Yeah.
look up to myself. You know, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying that in a cocky way. I'm saying because you have to be your own advocate, and I'm a strong advocate for myself because I had to be at a point where nobody was advocating
Yes.
for me. I advocated for myself, and it's just made me even stronger. I always knew I was a strong person mentally,
Right.
but you know what? Let me clarify this too. When I say mentally, meaning in regard to if I have to defend myself or being picked on, that's what I mean by mentally. I'm not talking about mentally in regard to mental health because
Right.
I be getting depressed sometimes and all that. I want to just clarify. What I'm saying is strong mentally, meaning that I've always been strong, being able to defend myself. You know what I mean? And stand up for what I believe in. But I'm even stronger now. You know what I mean? You have to think about it when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have all these things, people stop asking you to perform and your livelihood's taken away. A lot of people probably would have buckled under my pressure. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And while that was happening, it made me an outlet to go more creative with films. So it was a blessing in disguise because when this was happening, when I was invisibly blacklisted, because you know, of course, it'll be denied. Oh no,
Right.
we didn't
Right.
blacklist him. We, you know,
Right.
they'll say it. They'll say we didn't
Yeah.
blacklist him. He can't get on every platform. You know, every. And I'll tell you something.
Right.
If I was getting on platforms before I had a Billboard song, then why the hell wouldn't you put me on a platform after I had a Billboard song?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
understand what
You
I'm saying? So like,
right, right. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That's how I
The
knew
bill
because I was
yeah.
getting all these opportunities before I even had a song on the Billboard charts. Now I have a song on the Billboard charts. I have a top 10 iTunes album, and I'm not getting the same
Wow.
opportunities anymore. Come on, come on. But like I said,
Yeah.
it was a blessing in disguise because I'm an actor as well, and I was able to just concentrate on that craft then and just dive completely into the acting while this whole music blacklisting thing was going on with me. And now I'm in a bunch of films. So it's like, you know
So
what I mean?
can you
So,
tell us about the films that you're doing? I know you had like is it a trilogy
oh,
with the
territory. Oh,
t-
yeah. Well, my primary genre of what I do is the horror films. So that's where
okay.
my name in the industry right now is continue to build is the horror film genre. But the current projects that are out now is The Barn Part 2, Terror
Okay.
Tune Part 4.
Oh,
And
wait, you guys are on 4?
yeah, I wasn't in the other three. I wasn't in
Oh,
the other,
okay. Oh,
but
okay.
it's a cult movie series called Terror Tunes, and I'm in part 4, and it just got released on Blu-ray DVD recently. And then there's a horror franchise called The Barn, and I'm
Mhm.
in The Barn 2, which was also released a few months ago on Blu-ray DVD and also in theaters. And I'm also an associate producer on that, and I
Nice.
am excited to announce that we will be working on The Barn Part 3.
Wow.
In addition, there is a apocalyptic action horror film called Thrust that has just been released that I'm in as well. And then there's a
Mm.
few projects. I did a thing in because like I said, I hold down. I love Newark, even though I'm not presently living there. I always hold down, always,
I know.
it's still, where my heart is. But I did a film there last year. I don't know the release date yet.
Okay.
But it's I worked again with Saladin of Newark. I don't know. Do you know Saladin?
I think I've heard of him.
Saladin?
I think we're like Facebook friends.
Okay, so we did a piece of the action a few years ago. I don't know if you remember that one. It was all over the posters were all over Newark, and it was
I
in
missed that one.
12. It was called Piece of the Action. It was directed by Saladin Newark and Mitty Murdoch. And so anyhow, I did another film that Saladin Newark co-produced. I don't know when it's coming out, but we did it we filmed it in Newark. We filmed it in Newark. So yeah, so
Wow.
we got that going on. Then I'm in a movie called Zombie Games that's on Tubi right now, and a movie called Appetite for Sin, which will be released soon. And I just did an Amityville movie.
Wow.
An Amityville movie called Amityville Aliens, which I'm also one of the producers of. So yeah.
Nice.
So, like I said,
Wow. So you just, like you said, you just like rolled over into something else that's just as great.
Yeah, I mean, I always was doing acting, smaller parts, but when this happened, I was able to just deep dive and
Wow.
put all my energy into the acting. I said, okay, if I want to be blacklisted right now with the music, I'm deep diving my energy into my other passion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
like
the rest.
Yes.
Oh, the rest where is the rest out already or?
Yes.
Okay.
The Rust, Terror Tunes 4, and The Barn Part 2 are all now on Blu-ray DVD.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Got it.
And Zombie Games is on Tubi.
Okay. Tubi. Okay. I got to check that out. I'll let you know what I thought of it. But you're pretty good. I saw you in a couple of plays. Yeah, your acting is great.
Thank you so much. Oh, right. I was in Moth Matters of the Heart. I think that's the one that you saw. They also had that at the Cityplex.
Oh, yes. Oh, man, they did. Yeah.
Keisha Williams, Nancy Vasquez. Yes.
Oh, and what about, I'm sorry, celebrity boxing? Are you still hosting or?
I just was at a celebrity boxing event this past Saturday in Atlantic City.
Nice.
Because one of my best friends, Hazel Roche, was fighting again. So I walked out into the ring with him holding his championship belts. So I didn't perform this time around. I just was walking him out with his belt. Celebrity boxing. Yes. So I still do events with celebrity boxing. Yes. Shout out to celebrity boxing. Yes. And then, I don't know if you saw me on Wheel of Fortune.
Yes, I saw you up there, and you did take some cash home.
I did, and I got a trip to Hawaii, which was actually my sister always wants to go to Hawaii. That was like her number one dream in life, to go to Hawaii. So when I won the trip to Hawaii, that's who I took.
Oh, wow. How long did you stay?
7 days, and I have to say that I was devastated because 3 weeks after we left Maui is when that terrible fire happened.
Oh, man.
Villages in Maui. So that was devastating and really physically shook me to see a place that I was only at 3 weeks earlier, and then to see it on the news, the devastation.
Wow.
That was terrible, but it was beautiful. It was visually I would say, the most beautiful visual place I've ever been to.
Wow, you were there for 7 days. Nice. Did you have to pay for anything?
Nope. I won, so I was lucky.
That's dope. Oh, man. Hawaii.
Thank you. And then Judge Jerry Springer, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. The lady that ripped you off.
Lady Clover, honey. I didn't feel myself. I felt that I should have won. He dismissed our case, that I felt I should have won. I felt I had I felt that I had
Yeah.
I felt that I had a good case. And
You
I will
got
say
ripped
this,
off, man.
thank you. And I will say this, at the end, you didn't see it in the episode, but when we, the whole episode was about us, about, Lovari and Lady Cloverhoney. But I will tell you this, in person, at the end, when he dismissed it, a lot of the audience members were like, like they couldn't believe that I got to that he dismissed me, my case.
Yeah.
A lot of
What?
people were like looking at me like, "Oh, he should have won." So,
That's
you
what
know,
I thought too. I was like, well,
I'm
maybe
still
they
trying
just
to
did
figure out why I didn't win.
a crazy twist. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why I didn't win because,
You got
but
ripped
whatever.
off. You got ripped off.
But you know what? But at the end of the day, I did win because I was on a national television show, a highly rated national television show with the TV legend Jerry Springer. So at the end of the day,
Oh yeah, that was
right?
cool.
And
Yeah,
they
that
showed
was awesome.
they showed my performance clips. They showed my music video clip. So at the end of the day, it still was beautiful exposure.
Nice, nice. And was this before the cancel culture or after?
After,
Oh wow. So you see, yeah, you're bouncing back. You're bouncing
after.
back. And it's probably like you said, standing your ground
Hmm.
and you just keep going.
Yeah,
You use that strength to
and
catapult somewhere else.
thank you. And I'm super excited about performing this Sunday in New York City at the Get Out Awards, for the LGBTQI plus community.
Nice.
And I'll be performing my current song, "Moment of Love." So I'm really excited about that.
Okay. Wow. See, you're about to be back up there on the Billboard. We need you to
Oh,
chart. We need you to chart again. We need another song up there.
thank you. Well. This one is on a bunch of dance charts. "Moment of Love." This one's on a bunch of dance charts. So that's really really cool. That's really cool. But my favorite song that I've ever recorded is definitely,
Keep it moving. Cancel culture.
that's right. That's my favorite right there
I
because of the
like that one
message,
too.
because of the heavy message that it has in it. You know, yeah,
Yes.
that's what was
Wow.
my favorite. My favorite, yeah. So definitely one.
So, is there anything else you want to share with the people before we go? I know we had you on for an hour. We got
Oh, I'm
it.
so
That's
grateful.
thank you. I appreciate it. I
No, thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you. I
You
appreciate you and everything that you do for a community. And I just want to say, Newark, I love you so much. Y'all know that already. But I love you, love you, love you, love you, Newark. Shakim, I have so much respect for you. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for listening. And like I said, let's all listen to each other. Doesn't mean we have to agree, but let's listen to why we feel the way that we feel.
I like that message. Hey, we're out on that note. I can't follow that. So I love you everyone. This has been Current Exposure. Peace. We're out.